Yo, what's up guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Underdog Eats and I watched the movie Oy vey, my son is gay, with the tagline, love is love. Okay, I chose this movie to watch this, I chose to watch this movie because, I wanted to watch a movie with Bruce Valanche, because I've heard so much, I've heard many times the joke, about Cartman looking like Bruce Valanche or Bruce Valanche Cartman, in South Park. So I wanted to see Bruce Valanche in a movie. Jesus fucking Christ! He. Oh my God. Yeah. And I know it's not nice to say bad things about people, but then I say nothing. Um, but let's just start. Let's just start with the movie, shall we? We see a house. Inside, we see a woman walking with a plate of cookies. She walks towards a door, and then she bends over to look through the keyhole. And on the other side of the door, she sees on the couch a man talking. The camera she looks to the second person who he's talking to. We see a woman, and then she looks further, and we see another woman. Then the camera goes further, well, tries to go further, but it goes back to the second woman. Jesus Christ. Well, third woman that we see, but the second woman on the couch. Sorry. Then suddenly, stands another woman behind the third woman, the first woman with the cookies, and she asks, "Which of these two?" And she turns around and says, "The best one." So the one with wine goes away, and the one with the plate of cookies, goes inside, plops the plate of cookies on the table, and then continues to walk towards the front door, where she opens the door for her son, who is gay. And we're gonna leave it at that, because if you don't know what's gonna happen next, watch the movie yourself. But when in the movie they said when the title came from Oy vey, my son's gay, she splashed a bucket of water over it, and it became oh fuck, or oi fuck, my son is a smuck, which was also kind of funny. Yeah, it was a good movie. Oh, we also had Carmen Electra in this movie, which also was nice to see her in this movie. But the first part, that I just talked about, it was all animated, and the rest of the movie was just live action. But it kind of reminded me of The Nanny, the show The Nanny from 1993. I've watched it here and there an episode because my mother watched it, and it kind of reminded me of the intro of The Nanny. It's also cartoonish, and then the rest of the show is just live action. Speaking of my mother, she and I went yesterday to Jeff Dunham, so I'm gonna show some pictures of me and her at the show. This is me and her. That's my mom. That's my mother. There's Jeff with Clive, which is one of his newest puppets, and he did a bit of a test round. Clive was a critic. Um, he was fine. I wouldn't say that he was my favorite, but he was fine. A British critic. He was also British. That's part of his character. Then we have Ahmed with a Christmas hat on. I don't know why. We have him in person. Something went wrong with the ribcage and his arms fell off. Peanut. My mother made cakes, and the first cake that she made was of peanut. It was a kind of a round cake, like a silicone poop, just like a koepel, just round, half a circle, and it was then the face of peanut. That was the first cake she made for my uncle. Her brother-in-law, because her sister was married to my uncle. That. Peanut with Jesus Christ. Jose jalapeno on the stick. Walter. And that's it. He first came out with. He began a bit delayed. Then he came out with Walter. After that, it was Baba J, followed by Clive, followed by Ahmed, and then Peanut. Then with Jose, and then Peanut alone again. And he also sold, at the merch stand, he sold 4 ventriloquist dummies of his own puppets, just maybe this big. I didn't buy one because I didn't go to the merch stand, so I didn't have a t-shirt, otherwise I would show it off, Well, I can show off this t-shirt from the Exorcism of Lucifer, something like that. The Conjuring of Lucifer, something like that, which I got at Fred Hats. You can watch my 25th or 26th unboxing, I have more of these kind of t-shirts. The 25th unboxing. The 26th one is from Patrick Star, from SpongeBob. But, Just was, it was funny, but he didn't make me laugh out loud funny. It was more of a, I enjoyed his show. It was not for ha 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 ha, I laughed so much. But my mother, she was really laughing, She was crying with laughing, I'm glad that she also enjoyed it. And, my uncle and my aunt, that I just talked about, for whom she made the cake, they were also at the show, the whole family was there, with the kids too. My niece and 2 nephews, they were there too. And apparently my father and my stepmother were there too. We didn't see them, but we did see my aunt and their daughters. Coincidence, was not planned. But apparently my father was there too, who I haven't seen in definitely a year. And before that I haven't seen him 5 years or something like that. Haven't spoke to him because I got a tie, got a knot or whatever you want to call it. Back to the movie. The movie was funny, good comedy, really good comedy. Carmen Electra, very nice. The only thing that was a bit, less was Bruce Valanche. But that's why I picked this movie. If he wasn't in this movie, I probably wouldn't have picked this movie to watch. So, you know, uh, good that I picked him, but bad that was in this because Jesus fucking Christ. And the mother, she was too much in her own world. What was the kid's name? Nelson or something like that. He wanted to say, "Mom, I'm gay," over the phone, but she was too much in her own world. Oh yeah, yeah. Every time he tried to say it, she interrupted him. So and when I went to IMDb for some a tagline, I found some trivia. So I'm gonna read some trivia for you guys. First one. Filming started the day before Thanksgiving, making those working on the film unable to return home for the holiday. So the cast and crew had Thanksgiving dinner in the home where the uh, interiors were shot. Oh, that's actually pretty nice. Personally, in the Netherlands we don't celebrate Thanksgiving, so but it's nice, for even though they missed it with their own family, they could still celebrate it with the people that they filmed with, so which they worked with. So kind of nice, I would say. Second one, this movie had three generations and four members of Green cinematographer's family: Jack and Green, Peter and Green, Ryan Green, and Nicholas Green. Okay, I don't know who those guys are, but good for them. Yeah. Uh, fourth one. Third one. Oh, speaking of this, um, apparently I skipped number 14 of my unboxings. When I started to rename them, I skipped 14. So my 26th unboxing is actually my 25th, apparently. But I just continue. Fuck number 14. Okay, the third one of the trivia. Exterior shots of Paramount Theater and Temple the Hirsch Sinai are both in Seattle, Washington. I don't know what WA is. I know it's a shortening of a state, but is it hyphenating or just I don't know. I know it means it's one of the states, but I don't know which state. Probably Washington. I'm going on the link. If it's not Washington, put down below in the comment section because I don't know. And the last one. Phyllis Silver replaced Joan Rivers in the role of Sophie. Okay. No, that's it. Oh, it's also one with goofs. There's much discussion about being in the jacuzzi, but the top Sybil gets into is the clawfoot top that clearly has no whirlpool feature. Right. Right. Alright. Here's the show nannies that I was talking about. But that's it. It was an enjoyable movie, it was a good movie, and that's why I give the 4 out of 5, because it was just a good movie. Go watch this movie yourself if you haven't watched it. Leave likes, recommend a good movie with Carmen Electra in it. Please don't recommend one with Bruce Valanche, because I've seen enough of him. Hopefully he doesn't come back in my nightmares. Subscribe to the channel, come to the Discord, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for Elvis and the People's Joker. And obviously another episode of the Twilight Zone. So if you want to see those, subscribe to the channel and see you guys tomorrow. Otherwise, I'll see you guys tomorrow.